Hey Son and Dora Lilith, welcome to another Diablo 4 video. This time I'm going to tell you about the most powerful and glitchy build of this season, the Thorns Spiritborn. But first I want to say hi to Vale from Spain and his dad. Hi Vale and happy vacation. So here we go. Press your vortex button to grab all your enemies near you. After that you press your toxic skin skill that turns your thorn damage into poison up to 100% more damage, and also your Ravager skill. I'm very sure this skill is going to be nerfed the next season. Okay, well, the Ravager gives you more chances to extra hit the enemies, the elite enemies. After you do that, you just press the and after you receive damage, because if you don't get hit you won't do any damage to the enemies. Please take that in mind, is the most important thing in the build. Well, after that you receive damage and you just have to press the Hunter's optimize skill to get all the bonuses from killing enemies, from executing, damage to elite, unstoppable, and Horadric Powers. And yeah, you just one shot everything. After you kill one enemy with the Fail to Slayers aspect, you're going to make the enemies around explode, and that enemy make the another enemies explode, and all that in 0.5 seconds, because you're going to stack your damage for the Hall of Spirits Jaguar skill pays it in your first stacks, and that damage will be dealt as poison damage. And that's it. You one shot everything, even 100 pit bosses. Now I'm going to explain you the gear. Okay, that is a little more complicated than that, but well, if you do this rotation, I guarantee that you will one shot everything. As I do. I've done up to pit 120, and this build have a lot of potential because all of my gear is not optimized. It needs to be optimized. I have max aspect, but I need a little more damage from optimization. First, you're going to need the loyalties helm. Gives you damage reduction or attributes, and also your bonuses from Holy Spirit choices duplicates. As you can see, 45% on the 15 strike. Your max ferocity increases. With your ferocity increases your attack speed and also your damage. Keep that in mind. This balance and pens is very important with the passive, and gives you more turns, more maximum life, makes more damage, and every attack gives you 150% more turns damage into poison, like your toxic skin, and also up to 300% more damage from this pens. Okay, so all your turns damage turned into poison is gonna be applied to your rake skill. Okay, take that in mind. That's why I'm using this armor, because all the turns damage it gives you, it's a lot. I prefer this more than the false death shroud. Okay, because this, for me, this armor does a lot more damage. Yes, it gives you less toughness, but if you can do your rotation and you know how to play, well, this is gonna be easy to survive. Oh, and also, I almost forgot, try to don't use this one except when you're going to execute your enemies, because if you keep pressing this a lot, you'll lose a lot of damage, because you need to be hit by the enemies to do damage. So with this you dodge all your attacks, all the enemies attacks. And Fist of Fate, that gives you more lucky hit chance and attack speed, unlike mines, but well, try to get a better ones, and up to 300% more damage. That's a lot. Well, that's the unique. Okay, now I'm going with the aspects. The legendary gives you more dexterity. Max life is the most important stat after turns. Gives you more max resource when you hit, when you poison enemies, or you make them bleed with Variana. And your choices from House Spirits and your Mystic Circle potency, and also more damage. While the enemies are inside the Mystic Circle, you get more damage from your ferocity, and also the attack speed, the damage. A Huwax that gives you 100% for 1 second after you use the rune word, and this stamp stick that gives you a gorilla skill, the concussive stamp, for max life and barrier and more bonuses. And talking about barrier, you're going to need amethyst for more barrier generation, that's more damage. For the boots, you're going to need dexterity max life again. Armor is going to be needed for this build on the boots, and also vortex size to grab all your enemies around faster and do this faster, the pits. And the max ferocity increases with duelist aspect. Okay, for this amulet, you're going to need dexterity, potency of the mystic circles, or silence for the gorilla, and more damage from the bearer. Well, you have a bearer, and I don't remember the another aspect, but I'm going to link you on the description the field build, the items, but these ones are the ones I'm using. And this gem, this seasonal gem, gives you more barrier, fortify, and thorns damage from this one. When you have this core, fracture core, and this wind bottle gives you more barrier, destroys the enemy's barrier. Alright, that's for the amulet. Now the ring, you try to have dexterity, max attack speed, and all resistance, and mystic circles potency, and the hunter reduction, cooldown reduction. And another scratch from rake with this aspect while close, and also this ring that is almost perfect, gives you more chance to destroy everything around you with the fire soothsayers. As I explained you, 6% more main attribute and max life, and the another 3 enemies that will keep you chasing you. That's ads that will be very helpful sometimes. And that's it for the gems. Oh, almost forgot the Tyrant's Bane, very important for the poison damage. Okay, remember that you're going to use the poison damage for this build. Your thorns, you're going to turn into poison damage. Alright, after that, that's the gear. Now we're going with the Holy Spirits. Remember, on the 15th strike you deal, the most faster you attack with ferocity stacks, you'll deal 45% the damage you deal in the last 0.5 seconds. That's very important to attack the faster you can. That's why we have Variana, because Variana gives you more attack speed. And why you don't pick up this more attack speed? Well, is because Variana can bleed the enemies, and the bleeding of Variana gives you more max life and more resource. Yeah, because when you damage an enemy, you get extra resource to spam this strike. And the second mercenary, you're going to need This one is damage reduction, and while you use the hunter. Alright, that's it for this all spirits, mercenaries. Now we're going with the skills. The rake with cooldown reduction for the skills, more resource generation, more vortex heals you to grab all your enemies, do more damage to vulnerable. Okay, here more chance to hit the elites 4 times more with your hits. Toxic skin gives you more damage, poison damage on your thorns. Okay, this concussive stone gives you more barrier and more damage while you use this rune ward. Okay, that's why we're using this Tamsic, because the concussive stone gorilla skill. After that, you're going to use contact attack only when you need it, because this one if you keep evading the enemy's attacks instead of blocking, you lose a lot of damage. So use this only when you need it. Okay, more poison damage here, more barrier, more thorns, more maximum light, that's more barrier, more damage, up to 100%. From this you upgrade your amulet properly from Jaguar skills. Here's the for the ultimate, more damage, make you unstoppable. And also the hunter that executes the enemies and also gives you more ferocity stacks. It was very usable, this skill, and also applies your Horadric Powers. And Noxious Resonance, your critical strikes make the poison damage explode around your enemies and do 20% of the damage to all the enemies around. For AoE is very useful and gives you more damage, obviously. More poison damage. Okay, from Kenny on the Paragon notes, this is the first one you need. Maximum life, more damage, more elite damage. There Thorn skin. Okay, Spacket skin, I know how you say it. More thorns, 35% more thorns after you use a skill that has a cooldown. Max life, resistance, more thorns damage. And this more damage when you deal damage with critical strike damage, you deal up to 15% more damage and more damage to elites. Okay, convergency, more non-physical damage from your poison, and this hordes gives you up to 3,000 thorns when depending on the amount of your evade of your dodge chain, sorry, when you dodge. So when it gives you 100% more dodge, it gives you the max amount of thorns, of thorn damage. Okay, this gives you 1% more damage with this viscous barrier. 1% more damage every 3% of health you have as a barrier. It gives you a lot of damage as well. And also this Paragon glyph, this more fire damage, or your Jaguar skill fire damage that turns into poison damage, that turns into thorns. Well, that's it. And finally, this one that gives you every 3 attacks, it gives you 30% more damage from your gorilla, jaguar, eagle, or centipede skills. More attack speed, more armor, more resistance, damage, and everything. And ritual, the glyph gives you more damage from the mystic circles of your jaguar skills. And well, that's it. That's for the paragon, for the skill, for the year, for everything. Now you just have to keep and practice the rotation. And well, this elixir of fortify gives you more the maximum life, gives you more toughness, and also gives you more damage from your barriers. Also, this queen gives you more dexterity, gives you more red amine, gives you more max life, that is more damage from your barrier again. This gives you more max resistance and armor to have it max. So you're going to have the enough armor, enough resistance and everything. And well, I think that's it. Well, thank you for following, for watching. Thank you for the likes, for everything. And have a happy vacations. And well, that's it. I hope this video reached the 1000 views or more. So I hope we reach the 1000 followers one day. So thanks for your help. Try to share, try to like, try to make this hype. And see you later in the sanctuary. Bye bye, adventurer.